Los Angeles does live up to much of the hype surrounded by it. I mean, we've got near perfect weather, endless beaches along our coastline, limitless entertainment, food from around the world, people from around the world, outdoor lifestyle, live any lifestyle you want, jobs in all career fields. But let's face it, there are a lot of things that don't quite live up to the hype. If you're looking for cons of Los Angeles or negative aspects, make sure you check out one of my other videos or many of my other videos about Los Angeles, pros and cons, things you should be on the lookout for. Yes, we all know we've got a homeless problem, we've got traffic, we've got smog, and there are other negative aspects to Los Angeles. But this video is going to be focused on more of what's overhyped, things that you hear about are fantastic, or you can't wait to see or can't wait to live that type of lifestyle. But really, in my opinion, I just think they're overhyped. So we're going to get to it in this video right now. First on the list is going to be the glitz and glamour of Los Angeles. We are known as Tinseltown, the bright and shiny lights that kind of overhype the unreal nature of Hollywood and Los Angeles itself. When you think of Los Angeles and you see it in movies, when you see it in TV shows, or when people talk about it, I really feel like they overhype this and the glamorization of Los Angeles itself. We've got Beverly Hills, we've got Hollywood, and we've got Rodeo Drive, high-end shopping. You're gonna see supercars, super high-end cars here, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Maybachs, Bentleys, Lotus, you name it, it's gonna be here, and you're gonna see them all throughout the year, constantly driving around. Super high-end shopping, really expensive places like Rodeo Drive, like Montana Avenue in Santa Monica, and other very expensive places. And really high-end restaurants, fine dining, exquisite bars, celebrities everywhere, like you're gonna spot them no matter where you are. Paparazzi following these celebrities, and you can follow the paparazzi. That's what people think of Los Angeles in many ways. And in some cases, yeah, you're gonna see that. But in day-to-day life, you're not gonna see that. And actually, in my opinion, that's a good thing. It'd be quite annoying to be being around paparazzi or just bombarded by crowds of people following celebrities. Not only would it be annoying for them, I'm sure, which it is when they do experience it, but it's kind of annoying for people that living here. Tourists come here and they're looking for this glitz, this glamour, and when you live here, and you can seek it out when you come here, you can actually go to those destinations and kind of try to look for it, even though you'll probably be severely disappointed because it is harder to spot a celebrity than you think, unless you live in that high-end world. If you can afford to go to the luxury restaurants, the high-end bars, the super high-end clubs, do the big shopping districts in Rodeo Drive, then yes, you're gonna see them more often than some people. But that is not what Los Angeles is about. We are not just glitz and glamour. There's so much more to the city. And I do encourage you to check out some of my other videos that explain what Los Angeles is really like. But if you are thinking that when you come here, bright lights, shiny stars, celebrities everywhere, you are going to be severely disappointed. But hopefully by watching some of the videos and doing a little bit more research before moving to Los Angeles, you'll realize that there is, again, so much more to offer and that you won't have those overhyped expectations of all of the glitz, the glamour, Tinseltown, Hollywood when coming and living into Los Angeles. Number 2 on the list is going to be downtown Los Angeles. Now before I get to that, I am curious, comment below of what you think some of the more overhyped aspects of Los Angeles, whether you've lived here or thinking about moving here, like to hear it below. I'm always curious to hear from people watching these videos and what they think. Going back to downtown Los Angeles. Now, I will admit that downtown Los Angeles has become more of a destination, more of a place to live in the last, I'd say, 5-10 years. Prior to that, you really didn't have many reasons to go there. It is improving. However, most big cities have that city center. It's that draw. You go to downtown. But Los Angeles isn't that way. It is not really the center of life of Los Angeles. Sure, we've got our major business districts there. We've got the toy districts, the flower district, the jewelry district, the arts district, and other districts in Los Angeles. But it is mainly just a conglomerate of like high-rise office buildings. And yes, there are some cultural aspects to it. You've got many museums there. You've got a park downtown. You've got Crypto Arena where the Clippers and Lakers play. You've got LA Live, which is a kind of this entertainment spot near Crypto Arena. You've got some movie theaters, and it is trying to become a destination, a place to be, a place to live. But Los Angeles is more than its downtown. We are such a sprawled out city that no one really thinks, hey, let's go into downtown. They think, hey, let's go to Santa Monica. Let's go to Beverly Hills. Let's go to Culver City. Let's go to Venice. Let's go to Brentwood, Westwood, whatever, you name it. Downtown really doesn't come up unless you are going there specifically for the theater, a museum, or an event, a sporting event, or if you work downtown. Now, if you live downtown, yes, you can walk downtown And sure, you have your restaurants and your entertainment spots, but downtown is dirty, it's grimy. Now, I know that's true of many downtown areas of big cities, but I feel like Los Angeles is especially grimy, and there is a lot of homelessness going on in downtown, more so than ever before. I mean, if you just look on the Google map, you could see something called Skid Row. I mean, the map shows Skid Row, and that's where a lot of the homeless encampments are. Tents, city, almost like city of tents there. And it's just not very inviting and not very welcoming. Now, I am not blaming homeless people for their situations necessarily. I'm just saying it's a problem. The city and our community has not really figured out a great way to deal with this big issue. And I don't have the answers either. I'm just saying when you go to the downtown area, that's what you're going to see and expect. And in addition to that, you have a bunch of one-way streets. The traffic is awful. I'd say the public transportation is awful in downtown. And yes, again, I know these are things you're going to find in big cities, but it is a reason that I feel that downtown is overhyped, because once you're there, you really just kind of want to leave after you do your thing there. Or if you work there, you're going home. You're not really hanging out too much. And as I mentioned, you do have cultural aspects to it. You've got Chinatown there, Little Tokyo, Olvera Street, and there are destination spots. But I just feel when people talk about downtown or talk about Los Angeles and what downtown is or what it's becoming, I still feel like it's overhyped. I don't think it's quite worth the expense of living there. I don't think it's worth going into downtown for really any type of reason. As a reminder, I'm Dave Fine with the Real Estate Dads, a real estate agent right here in Los Angeles. If you are thinking about making the move or relocating to Los Angeles or the surrounding areas, make sure you hit up my team and I at the contact information below. Of course, if you like what you see, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, comment below. Number 3 on the list is going to be Hollywood. Yes, this kind of fits in with the overhyped of glitz and glamour. That is Hollywood. When people think LA, for some reason they have this concept of Hollywood, when again, LA is so much more than that specific area. The reason why I think Hollywood's overhyped is because, again, you go there thinking all the celebrities hang out there, or you're going to see them because that's where all the movies and films are, and TV shows are filmed. And that's just not the case. Yes, there are studios there, but you're most likely not going to see your stars and your celebrities hanging out in Hollywood. It's kind of grimy, it's kind of dirty, and maybe a long time ago, that's where the celebrities were hanging out, the Chinese theater, the Hollywood Walk of Fame, because people were getting their stars there. And yes, celebrities still get their stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. But when you go there, it is very underwhelming. It's you see some stars, you see some handprints and footprints, and it's not as long or as big as you think it is. And again, it's grimy, it's dirty. Really don't want to put your hands on the star or in these handprints. If I wouldn't. But Hollywood is if you're into a club scene, the bar scene, comedy clubs, some good restaurants there, but outside of that, it's not really what you think it is. Hollywood has a lot of touristy places like t-shirt shops and souvenir gift shops and wax museums, like things that people, like tourists, may come and want to see what they feel and think Hollywood is. But if you're living in Los Angeles, it's nothing that you're going to go to on a daily basis or think, hey, let's walk Hollywood Boulevard. It's just not. There's a lot of homelessness there, just like downtown Los Angeles. You're going to see a lot of street performers, people dressed up like in costumes like superheroes or Hollywood actors. And again, they're just there not so much to entertain the locals. They're more there to entertain the tourists who kind of got suckered into coming into Hollywood thinking they're going to see celebrities and it's going to remind them of movie studios and TV productions. And again, it's really not that at all. So I think Hollywood is severely overhyped. If you're looking for clubs and bars, the concert scenes, indoor small venues, sure, that's going to be it. But if you really do want to see celebrities, I'd stick with Beverly Hills and Santa Monica and Brentwood, Malibu, places like that. 4th on the list is going to the beach on a holiday weekend. I love the beach. You've seen some of my other videos. I grew up, I lived for the beach. I love being on the sand. I love the crashing of the waves in the ocean. I just like the whole vibe. But I do avoid going to the beach on 3-day weekends. Yes, I know people are off of work and it's a time where people can go, but everyone is there. Tourists are there, locals are there because, again, they're not working. So, hey, let's go to the beach. It gets super crowded. Parking is unbearable. It's already bad enough as it is. But on these holiday weekends, these 3-day weekends like Memorial Day, like Veterans Day, July 4th, whatever it is, I just think going to the beach is not such a great idea. Pick any other day, pick any other weekend, and you'll have a better experience. When you go to Santa Monica Pier on these holiday weekends, it is crowded. You're shoulder to shoulder, and it's not very enjoyable. You've got to wait in lines for the food, wait in lines for the carnival rides, wait in lines for the arcade. And again, just walking along the boardwalk and the pier is not all that fun and exciting. Same with going to the beach. We have expansive sandy beaches, so you would think it's not going to be a problem. But on these 3-day holiday weekends, it is like blanket to blanket, tent to tent, umbrella to umbrella, packed. And personally, someone who grew up and raised and lived in Los Angeles, it was kind of annoying to me. Yes, I like being around people, but I also like my space a little bit, especially if I'm at the beach. I kind of like lay out and have my own little area. Also, when you're in the ocean, people are boogie boarding and surfing and body surfing. When a 3-day weekend hits, there are tons of people hitting the waves, and it can get pretty crowded and somewhat unsafe because you've got to watch out for everyone that's surfing and boogie boarding, that you don't get hit or get in their way. Same with the volleyball courts. I love playing beach volleyball, but when the courts are packed and you've got to wait or you've got to play in to get to basically own the court, that can get kind of annoying too. I just want to go there, grab a court with my friends, maybe get up in a pickup game, but I don't want to have to wait for it, or I don't want to have to fight for a court. If I lose the game, I got to step out. I just want to play. If I'm at the beach, I just want to play. Same with the bike paths. People are rollerblading, jogging, running, riding their bike, and that can get crowded. You're held back by slow people. You're held back by crowds of people. You got to swerve into the other direction. Hopefully you're not getting hit there. And this stuff mainly happens on these 3-day weekends. So this is my pro tip. When you move to Los Angeles, avoid the beaches on these holiday weekends. The 5th item on the overhyped list, and I honestly didn't even know what the title is, and you'll kind of understand as I go through this item, but being from Los Angeles. Now, I don't mean like it's overhyped to be from Los Angeles. I'm from Los Angeles, and I don't think I'm overhyped. But what I mean is when you live in Los Angeles or you're from Los Angeles and you're talking to locals or people that live there and you say you're from Los Angeles, nobody really cares or nobody even really knows what that means. And what I mean by that is Los Angeles doesn't really have this cohesive identity. You know, Los Angeles can mean so many things to so many different people because it is so sprawled out, so vast, so large. 500 square miles, 400 million people in the city itself, 10 million people in the county. I know there are bigger cities geographically. Population-wise, we are at pretty much the top of the top. Look, there are different areas that make up Los Angeles. Now, if people ask you, where do you live, what area you're from, or if you're traveling and people say, hey, where do you live, where are you coming from, and you say Los Angeles, again, they think Glitz Glamour Hollywood, but that's not really where you're from. That's kind of the overhyped version of Los Angeles. So you have different areas like the San Fernando Valley to the north, which is this vast suburban area. If you need more information on that, check out some of my other videos on the channel, specifically for the San Fernando Valley. You've got the coastal communities with Malibu, Santa Monica, Venice, Marina del Rey, the South Bay with Manhattan Beach, Hermosa Beach, Redondo Beach. You've got the downtown Los Angeles area. You've got Inglewood. You have the Torrance area. You've got Long Beach, Hollywood, Beverly Hills, Westwood, Los Feliz, Burbank, Glendale, Echo Park. These are all different neighborhoods, and even, I forgot, Culver City. There are many neighborhoods and cities within the Los Angeles city and county itself that it doesn't really mean anything, or it just feels like it's kind of hyped up when you say I'm from Los Angeles, because that's not necessarily where people identify where they're from. And people get really specific of the neighborhoods or the sub-cities that they live in, and I feel like it kind of takes away from the LA identity itself. And in many cases, people that live in certain parts of Los Angeles don't necessarily hang out or congregate with other people. I'm not saying that people are battling each other or there's really any real animosity towards each other. It's just that because of the sheer distance, actually not even the distance, it's just the time, because there's so much traffic in Los Angeles, it takes forever to get to places. It could take a couple of hours, if not more, just to drive from one end of the city to the other. And frankly, after a night of work, you probably don't want to drive an hour or two to hang out with some friends in their neighborhood, and vice versa. And on the weekends, when everyone's trying to go do their thing, you don't want to sit in hours of traffic just to hang out with someone or go somewhere for an hour. So people tend to stay in their own neighborhoods, and yes, they venture out. Of course, there are draws to different parts of the city for various reasons. big events, whatever it is that's taking you somewhere else. But pretty much the neighborhood you live in is where you're going to find your entertainment and not venture out too much. And I just feel like this causes some separation. Like, I'm not completely honest, I've got family in other parts of the city where it's going to take me a couple hours to get to in traffic, and I just don't see them as much. And it's the same thing. I've got family, they've got family, and yes, you can make efforts to go see people, of course. And there's ways around it. You meet in the middle somewhere, but the point is, it does take a lot of time, and you've got to prioritize. Or if you want to see friends across town, you may not see them as much, or you're going to have to make specific plans. It's not just on a whim, because you've got to decide how long it's going to take you in that traffic and if it's worth going out there or getting back. So when you think Los Angeles and that cohesive big city, I feel like that's just overhyped. Unless you're cheering for the Dodgers, the Lakers, or the Kings, because I think those three teams kind of bring the city together. And yes, don't hate on me if you are fans of other LA teams, but let's face it, the Dodgers, the Lakers, and the Kings are really what make up most of the fan base here. The Raiders, but they're not even here anymore. And I'm not even a Los Angeles sports fan, so you can hate on me for that as well, even though born and raised in LA. So go Oakland A's for baseball. So when you're watching a movie, catching a show on Netflix or something, and they show you LA or they show you Hollywood, they show you the glitz and glamour, just keep my video in mind and remember, it's not really what it's cracked up to be. A lot of overhyped things about Los Angeles. If you are thinking about making the move and relocating to Los Angeles and this video hasn't deterred you, make sure you reach out to my team and I at the contact information below. We help many people relocate to this awesome city. And again, if you like what you see, subscribe so you get more videos into your feed, and hit the like button, comment below with any questions or any comments, and we'll see you on the next video.